Do you ever feel like your mind is racing so fast and it just exhausts you? Do you ever feel like your thoughts just won't slow down? You can't focus and you can't have any peace? If that has happened to you, then stay tuned because today I have got 3 ways to calm that racing mind. I'm a certified holistic life coach and welcome to my channel, Conscious Creating Life Coaching. I'm really glad that you are here. So a racing mind is, it doesn't sound maybe that bad, but if you have had one, you know how debilitating it can be, where you just can't focus, whether it's keeping you from focusing at work, or maybe it's keeping you from going to sleep, or waking you up in the middle of the night with all these churning thoughts. Whenever it happens, it is absolutely no fun. But we can disengage from that. So the first tip I have for you when it comes to calming that racing mind is to pause and breathe. The more our mind races, usually the faster it gets going, the more shallow our breath, and all of our consciousness and everything is just totally consumed by those racing thoughts. So to pause is just to take a step back from that. It's good to change your state sometimes. If you're sitting down, go stand up. If you are lying down in bed, maybe stand up, go get a drink of water. If you can, go outside. But you want to pause, just like, and you can say that. Say a word to yourself to signal that. It's just like, pause, time out, I need a break. Say something to just create a little space between you and those racing thoughts. And then take 3 nice, slow breaths. Now, if you're thinking, oh, not breathing again, everything starts with breathing. It does, and for a very good reason. When you focus on your breath, when you slow your breath, especially if you've been struggling with racing thoughts, when you focus on your breath, you slow it down. And when you slow your breathing, you slow your mind. And to take that nice slow inhale, a nice long exhale, it reconnects you with your body. It drops your attention from your mind down into your body. And it brings you from, usually when our thoughts are racing, they're either in the past or in their future. They're not in this present moment. And when you pause and breathe, it brings you to the present moment. And that is just that tiny little bit of peace. So the first thing to do to calm a racing mind is to pause, change your state, get outside if you can, and breathe 3 nice slow breaths to help to calm your nervous system, bring you to the present moment, and to do that pattern interrupt. So we're breaking the chain of those thoughts. The second thing is to recognize that those racing thoughts are the ramblings of your egoic mind. You know, whenever I refer to the ego, I point to my head, not dissing my brain or anybody else's brain. Our brain is a wonderful thing. But we think of often the ego being in our mind. And that ego, I heard it described as the part of your psyche who is charged with keeping you safe. So the job of your ego is to keep you safe. And a great way to keep you safe is to keep you scared. Scared to try anything, scared to do stuff, scared to reach out, just basically scared. And that ego will just, it's like, I think of it sometimes as an old guy going through a toy box, just throwing out random thought after thought after thought. Things that make us worried, anxious, guilty, ashamed, fearful. All of those things, our egoic mind just churns it out and churns it out. So just to recognize, it's like, wait a minute, these are just the ramblings of my ego. This is not me. Those thoughts, those racing thoughts, are not who you are. That's just your ego. Like I think I said in an earlier video, it can feel like a runaway stagecoach, with 2 or 4 horses pulling this carriage and there's nobody driving it and they're just running all over the place. That's what it can feel like. And when you recognize that, just like, wait a minute, I don't have to go there. I don't have to believe these thoughts. I recognize this is just my ego trying to keep me safe. Thanks, ego. I'm good. Go take 5. Go outside and have a break. And recognize that. Because when you recognize that, when you quit believing everything that you think, you have the opportunity to discern, to look at this differently and think like, wait, is that really true? Do I know that, or am I just guessing that? Is that a fact, or am I just scaring myself needlessly? In that recognition that racing mind is just the ramblings of your ego, it's not who you are, it is not the truth. Most of the time it's not true. It's just fear just coming out and out and out. So when you recognize that, again, it's creating a space between you, the experiencer, the observer of your thoughts, and the thoughts themselves. That space is a wonderful thing because you're no longer hooked by it. And that's a beautiful thing. In that space is where you can choose to make another choice. Now, before I give you the third one, let me ask, if you are enjoying this content, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. It's free for you and it helps get this content visible to more people. It would mean the world to me if you would. Thank you. So the third way to slow down that racing mind is to check in with your heart and ask, what does my heart want me to know? Now, if that sounds too woo-woo, hang in there. There's science to back this up. The Heart Math Institute in Northern California discovered that there are more messages that go from our heart to our brain than from our brain to our heart. Interesting, right? So when your mind is racing and you have so many thoughts, that's all up here in your head. That's not coming from your heart. When you do these things, especially if you do them together, pause, breathe, get outside, take a nice couple deep breaths, put your hand on your heart, and just ask, what does my heart want me to know? And just be still. Now, if you're like me, it's like, I want an answer right now. It's like, come on, speak up, let me hear you. What do you want me to know? But it usually doesn't work like that. Our heart is a whisper. It is a whisper of wisdom and love. And it's more sometimes of a feeling than anything you hear. Or at least I don't experience it that way. I don't hear a voice in my head or any place else that's telling me anything, but it's just a feeling. It's a knowing. And the more you do that, the more readily you can hear it. The first time you might think, this is weird, I can't hear anything, this woman's a nut. I'm not a nut. But I will tell you that is absolutely true. For every subject that your ego has an opinion on, your heart also does. We're just so used to staying in our head all the time and thinking, and worrying and stewing and planning and fretting and I. Cut that out. Give yourself a break. Tune in with your heart, because the messages from your heart will not be anxiety producing. They will be calming. They will be reassuring. Do you know, when your mind is racing, I find that it's never anything helpful or a directive. It's just, what if this? What if that? Oh my gosh, they didn't. I shouldn't, blah, blah, blah. There's nothing, no actionable steps from that. It's just worry. But when you check in with your heart, what does my heart want me to hear? What does my heart want me to know? There usually are directives, like go take a nap, take a walk, get a drink of water, call your friend. It's helpful steps. Go practice your presentation. Go pet your dog. Whatever it is, those might sound silly, but the things that come from our heart are helpful. And sometimes it's just a beautiful message like, you're safe, you're fine. The more you tune in, the more able you are to sense those messages. So you're not getting all of your information from just your head in your fearful ego. We're not in a good state when this is our only source of anything, ideas, thoughts, inspiration. When you check in with your heart, you're checking in with your higher self. If fear comes from up here, love and wisdom come from here. And I promise you, you will feel less susceptible to those racing thoughts. I'm not saying they'll totally be gone, but you will be able to recognize them as the ramblings of your ego. They won't capture your attention in such a dramatic way that you feel like you can't break free. And when you tune in with your heart, you will get good messages, even if it's just a warm feeling that I'm okay, everything's okay. That's a beautiful way to do that pattern interrupt, break that up so that you are not a victim of your racing thoughts. You can take charge of your state. So I hope that's been helpful to you. Again, I would appreciate it if you'd hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you haven't already. And if you would really like some more life coaching content in the form of videos, behind the scenes things, PDFs, polls, worksheets, all kinds of good stuff to support you in creating your life consciously, come and join me on Patreon. I've got a women's only group there, and we do some amazing stuff. It's an incredible community of women, and I would love to have you be a part. So that is it for this week. I hope that's been helpful to you. And until next time, my friend, create your day consciously. Bye for now.